go to the browser and type make.powerapps here. Then log in with your credentials. So it will ask the username and password and along with the Microsoft Authenticator. So I already logged in here. So that's why it has been opened directly. Okay. So this page will be open as and when you log in to the Power Apps. Right. So here, page that you're going to see when you log into the Power Apps. And I will start with left pane, right pane, and what are the details, what are the parameters, components exist in the Power Apps, basic, this thing, so that you will understand how the Power Apps will be working. So as we discussed yesterday, the Power Apps is a low code, no code platform. So everybody can build the application within less time, so that the cost of the companies, the cost will be effective to the company. So that's why nowadays people are moving towards low code, no code platforms, as the number of resources are also less, and by using the Power Apps, you can easily connect the data sources, like whatever the existing data source which the company is having, or you can have the SharePoint, Dataverse, and SQL like that. So the organization will be having some advantages like that. So that's why people are moving to the Power Apps, and as well as the Microsoft components like Power Automate and Power BI, Power Pages, and Power Virtual Agents can be easily connected with the Power Platform. So that is another advantage. So people are moving to the Power Apps. Okay. So here in the left corner, you will be having the 9 dots here. If you click on the 9 dots, then you will be having all the Microsoft products, like such as Outlook, OneDrive, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, SharePoint, Teams. So many Microsoft products are available here. If, for example, if you wanted to open the Outlook, you can also click on the Outlook from here. Then you can redirect it to the Outlook here. And if you wanted to open the Power Automate, then you can directly click on this Power Automate. Then the Power Automate page will be open. And there is an admin center where you can have some administrative rights here, so that you can able to open and you can do the operations over here. Okay. So this is regarding the 9 dots, and there is a search bar, and here you will be finding an environment. So generally, environment is a place where you can build your solutions in the Power Apps. So there are different environments are available. Okay, so the environments are like development environment, production environment, and testing environment, like that. And I will discuss it in detail in later stages of the Power Platform. And we are having a separate class on the environments, and you will able to know what is environment and all. But for now, I'm just explaining what is environment means. It's a place where you can create your solutions. Okay, so for example, for the very beginning, if you wanted to develop the application, then you can create a solution in the environment and you can develop it. And if you wanted to deploy for the production, then you can simply deploy that solution in the production environment, so that the end users will have the access to the production environment. And whatever the changes that you wanted to do in the application for the patching purpose, then you can do in the developer environment, and you can do the modifications based on the requirement, or sometimes some conditions have been changed, or else for if example you're running a sale application, then an offer is placed during the Christmas season or a New Year season, then that should be reflected in your end user screen. Then you are creating a screen for that, and you are creating a component for that, and you are incorporating in an application. Then how did that environment that change will reflect in the end users screen? So that will be done when you patch it the latest update. So that can be done from the environment to environment, so that the end user will not have any disturbance to that application. So like that, environments are utilized for that. And there are two types of environments are available, like managed environment and unmanaged environment. So a detail will go in later section. And there is a notification bell here, and this is a gear icon called for the settings, and you can go for the admin centers and what is the plan that you have. Okay, and you can check the settings, session details, developer resources, Power App settings, like this, and you can also change your theme color here. So like this, you can change your theme colors. Okay, and you can change your passwords like that. So this is the settings icon, and this is your account related information. So as I have this environment details will be placed on the left side of this card, and there is a sign out button here, and there you'll be having your profile picture, which is getting from the Azure AD, and this is your name and email ID and your account, and everything will be replaced here, the top bar. And in the hamburger menu, you'll be having these features like home, create, learn, apps, tables, flows, solutions, and many more. We'll go in detail. So when you click on the home, so this is your home screen. So here you will be having your apps, all the apps that you have done here. Okay. And after that, so there are shortcuts which are used to develop the application. And you can create an application by clicking on the plus create here. So as and when you click on the create, so you can have this kind of interaction to create your application. So what's the basic purpose of the Power Apps? To develop the application. So that's why when you click on create, it will show you like what is the target. So creating an application is the target, and how many ways that you have to create an application are this many ways for the sample. So you can create a blank application, or else you can have a demo of creating the application, which is developed by the Microsoft, and you can utilize the Dataverse as a source. So I'll tell you what is Dataverse and what is SharePoint and all. So you can create the application by using the Dataverse. You can create the application by using the SharePoint, or you can create by using the Excel that you have already, and SQL, and from an image, and a Figma. So Figma is a UI interface which can be helpful for the application development. Okay, so that also you can do this, and many more templates are also there available, and there are pre-built templates are also available here. For example, if you wanted to create a simple and a quick application for the budget tracker, you can directly click on the budget tracker and it will open the application which is already pre-built by the Power Apps. Okay, so you need not to develop from the scratch. So that is the beauty of this Power Apps. Like for example, a company is having a application which is to be built in less time. So is not bothered about the UI. So he just wanted to have some functionality. Then he can directly take this kind of templates, and you can say change your data, and you can produce the application. So that's why you have number of templates over here. You can check it out, and you can create the application with a less time. Okay. So this is the create button, which consisting of the creating an application from the different templates. As of now, is it clear, everyone?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can interrupt me at any time when you have some doubts or clarification. Okay. So this is a Microsoft Learn tab. You can learn what are the things that you wanted to know from this Microsoft. So there are many modules are available here. You can click on it and you can learn from the basic steps towards the learning. And these are the apps tab that you have. So there are again two tabs here, like my apps, which is nothing but the apps which are developed by you, and the owner name is also yours name, and shared with me. So which are the applications shared to you, like in your environment. So there are multiple persons are also working. So for example, if one of the application is developed by this person and it has been shared to you for the editing purpose or utilizing purpose, so both ways you can have the access. So that applications will be shown here, shared in the shared with me tab. So the owner of the application will be shown here, and the type of the application will be shown here, and last modified is also shown here. So you can find out all the applications which are developed by you as well as which are shared with you. So here in the all tabs. So you can go to this apps and you can find your application that whatever you wanted to open it. Okay. So here again, you have a plus icon here. You can create the application from here, or else if you are going to the apps and you can click here on the new app, then you can create your application by using the Copilot or by using the database or by using a page design or using a template. So whatever we have shown earlier in the create application tab. Or else, for example, you have an environment, a different environment, and the app is already developed in their environment, and just you wanted to import the application, and you can directly import from this application. So there are two types of the application zip files are available. So one is .msappy and .zip file. So both files you can upload from this, you can import from the system. Okay, so that also you will be able to find your applications here. And after that, tables. What are the tables that you have in your environment? You'll be able to see here. And the table name, what is the table type, managed or not, customized or not. So all the tables will be shown here. And you can create a new table from here. And you can import a table or you can export the table data from your application. So this is in the tables application, tables tab. And what are the Power Automate flows that you have in your Power Apps application or in your environment? That also you can, add the flows here. So you can create a new flow. So the same thing will be there in the Power Automate tab. So in the same solution, in the same environment, if you are opening the Power Automate also, you'll be finding the same flows, or else you can create from here also. So both are same. There is a shortcut for the flows here. And the solutions, I'll tell you regarding the solutions once all that descriptions have been completed. I'll tell you to the solution tables, which are very important. And there are many more tabs are also there. So here AI Builder tabs is also there. Chartbot is there. Few websites. You can pin and unpin this kind of left navigation items over here. And what are the required things that you can pin here? Choices, connectors, data flows, and all. Okay. So these are related to the left navigation bar items. Okay. Yeah. So this is your Power App dashboard. Okay. So you'll be having this kind of interface. Right. So now we'll go to these environments, and after that solutions, and after that tables, and how to create the applications and all. Okay. The Power Apps is classified into two types. One is Canvas and another one is model driven. Okay. Canvas applications and model driven applications. So these two are the two types of applications in the Power Apps. Okay. What is that? First one is the Canvas and second one is the model driven application. Okay. Canvas application. Canvas application means if the customer is UI specific, the customer is what? UI specific means he wants some attractive UI which the end user have to feel regarding the company, and the data source is any kind of data source. Okay. Any kind of data source in the sense what? It may be SharePoint, Dataverse, SQL, or any other data sources by using some custom connectors. Okay, so any kind of data source, like for example, if the user is having some other database, okay, then you have to connect it to the Power Apps. Then you have to go for Canvas applications. Okay, and so design and development is easy here. Design and development is easy. Okay. So then you have to go for the Canvas applications. But when it comes to the model driven applications, here, yeah, UI is not specific. UI is fixed. Okay. So that means whatever the UI is there, then you have to follow the type of UI, and it involves business process flow. Okay. It involves business process flow. What do you mean by business process flow? Okay, it involves business process flow, and the most important is we have to use only Dataverse as a data source. Okay, you have to use Dataverse as a data source. So this is the main consideration for the model-driven application. So generally, what are the data sources? What is a database? Database is nothing but the backend data which is required for the application to run. So here application is a front end and backend is a database. So whatever the related data you have to have in your application will be stored in a particular memory called a database. Okay. So that database may be any kind of database based on the requirement of the company. So here the front end is the application UI and the back end is a database. So for the Microsoft Power Apps, so these two databases are the Microsoft products like Dataverse and as well as the SharePoint. So these two are the two data sources which are related to the Microsoft, and even Microsoft SQL is also there. So here you can utilize SharePoint or Dataverse or SQL in the Power Apps. So for example, if the client is having some other data source, then that can be retrieved from the data source to the Microsoft Power Apps application by using some custom connectors, and you can utilize in your application. So in that case, you have to go for the Canvas. And for example, if the customer is using the Dataverse as a data source, then he is having some business process flow here, then definitely you have to go for the model driven. And most important is the UI is not that much effective as in case of Canvas. So in the Canvas, you can use any kind of UI, but here it is not possible. So there, in that cases, generally the banking applications will follow this kind of applications like model driven. Okay. So these are the two differences between the Power Apps like Canvas and model driven. So in this session, I would like to explain Canvas applications only because I am expertised in this Canvas. So I'll be teaching only Canvas here. Okay, how to do the applications in Canvas and all, right? Okay. Now, the most two databases that we discuss. First one is SharePoint. Second one is Dataverse. Okay. Here, the general two database is SharePoint and Dataverse. Okay. So SharePoint that you know in your Power Apps application. So here, if you click on the 9 dots and you can go to the more apps here. So you'll be finding the SharePoints here. Yeah, it is SharePoint. So you can click on the SharePoint from here, and there is a site and list are available here for us to maintain the database. Okay, so this is the SharePoint site having these things. You can create a new site and you can create a post and you can create a list in the new site. Okay, so this database can be utilized for the application. Okay, so this is called the SharePoint. And after that, Dataverse. Dataverse is previously called as CDS. Common Data Services. Earlier it was called as CDS. Now it is calling as Dataverse. And this Dataverse is here. You will be having in the Power Apps itself. So like, for example, if you wanted to create a new table, then this is your Dataverse. Okay. So in the Power Apps itself, like you can create a Dataverse table here. And then what is the major difference between these two databases? Here, if the application is data-centric application. Data-centric means what? You need to upload some folders, you need to upload some files, images, videos, etc. So if that kind of database, if the client is having, then you have to go for the SharePoint as a database, data-centric and unstructured data. Unstructured data. Unstructured data, data-centric and as well as unstructured data. Unstructured in the sense what? It may consisting of videos, images, files, folders, like that. So if the data is an unstructured data, or if the database is the data-centric, then you can utilize the SharePoint as a database. Then when you have to go for the Dataverse, the data is structured data. Structured data. What do you mean by structured data means? So the data is having proper rows and columns. The data is having proper rows and columns. So this is called the data structured data. So when the data is having structured data and some compliance and as well as the privacy, security and compliance is the main priority for the client, then you have to go for the Dataverse. And it doesn't mean that SharePoint is not having any security and compliance, but even the Dataverse is more secured when you compare with the SharePoint. Okay, so that's why you have to go for the Dataverse as a data source. And the major difference between these two is SharePoint is free for E3 license and Dataverse is premium. So premium in the sense what you have to pay for the Dataverse. So that is also another difference between these two. So you can you can use the database as per your requirement. Okay. So based on that requirement, your application will be built. So this is regarding the databases. And coming to the structure of the Power Apps here. As of now, is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you following or not?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, Power Apps dashboard. Power Apps dashboard. From there, you will be finding environments. Okay. From there, you will be finding solutions. From there, you can find out the tables. Application. Application flows. Flows and as well as connectors. Connectors, okay, and other connection references. Okay, and security rules. You can find many more things like this. So I'll tell you what in clearly. So first you will be having the Power Apps dashboard. So in the dashboard, you'll be having the environments. And in the environments, you'll be finding the solutions. And in the solutions, you can keep your tables and applications and flows, connectors that you have utilized for the application, and connection references, that whose connection you are using, and what are the security roles that you can adapt to the application. So this many things that you can utilize in a particular solutions. Okay. So here, this is the Power App dashboard as I shown to you, and this is an environment. So environments may be of three types: developer environment, testing environment, and production environment. So technically the environments are of two types, like sandbox and production environments, and default environment. There are three environments are available and as a technical. So this is a default environment. So this environment is coming with your access or license. So when you log into the Power Apps, a basic default environment is available here. That environment is the default environment. You cannot delete the default environment. You can utilize the default environment. Okay. And after that, there is another environment called sandbox environment and a production environment. So there are three types of environments. Default environment. Okay. Sandbox environment. And production environment. Right. So this is the classification of environments. And in other words, you'll be having two different environments. One is managed environments. And another one is unmanaged environments. Okay. So there are two types of environments are available. One is managed environment and another one is unmanaged environment. So what is the meaning of these two? So managed environment means you cannot edit the applications which are there in the managed environment. Since it can be utilized only in the production environment. The user or any other person cannot be able to edit the application. So only you have to utilize the application in that environment called managed environment. So unmanaged environment, when you are storing your application in unmanaged environment, then you can able to edit the application at any time, and you can make your changes and you can publish the application. Right. So here there are three types of environments available, which are called default environment, sandbox environment, and production environment. Okay. So default environment is the environment which is coming with your license and you are not able to delete the environment. And sandbox environment, production environment are the two different environments. Functionality wise, both environments are having the similar functionality. Okay. You can reset your sandbox environment, but you cannot reset your production environment. Generally, this production environment will be a managed environment. That means what? This is utilized only for the usage to the end user or a customer. So that's why you cannot have any permissions to write or do changes in the production environment. So the production environment will be a managed environment, and whereas the sandbox environment will be generally unmanaged environments. Now you can tell me where your development environment will be located in these environments. Most probably in the sandbox environments. Testing and production development can be done in this, and production will be done in the production environment. So this is how the environments are classified. First one is a managed and unmanaged, and another classification is like default, sandbox, and production environment. Okay, so these are the environments which are available in the Power Apps. And in the particular environment, you will be going to the solutions. So each solution consisting of an application complete details. Okay. So for example, in my environment, so I may be having different environments over here. And if I'm going to this developer account, so this is the developer environment. And in this developer environment, I can place my application in a solution. Okay. So in the solution, you will be having the number of components, which I have shown here, explained here. So the tables which are required to the solution, to the application, and application file and flows which are utilized in the application, and the connectors, connection references, and all the security rules that you have in your application can be located in a single solution. Okay, so this is, as a layman, I can give you one example for this is, so this entire Power Apps dashboard is a gated community, and these are the environments or nothing but the different apartments which are located in a single community. And in the apartment, there is a floor. Okay, so in each floor there are rooms. So like that, you can categorize as a layman. So here, the Power Apps, it is a dashboard. You are having environments, and in each and every particular environment, you can be able to find the applications which are required to you. Okay. So these are the applications that you have in your environments. So here I am going to this Microsoft MSFT default environment, and in the environment I have solutions. So these are my solutions which I have already created for this, and in this solution I have an application which I have shown to you. So these are my apps in the solution consisting of 3 applications, and also you can have your data cards and chart boards, Microsoft flows, tables, or any other custom connectors to which are utilizing here, connection references, all the things that you can have, you can place in this solution. So each solution is different. Okay. So for each application, you can utilize a solution. So this is the solution for the leave application. So here I have apps and all like this. As it is a new solution, I don't have any application here. And this is another solution. I can have one more application over here. And these are the tables which are utilized in this application. So these tables are the Dataverse tables. And I have utilized one Cloudflow for this application and one connection reference which I have utilized in this application. So this is the total count is 7 and one application and tables and everything. Got this point? So which I have just shown to you here. So in each environment, you'll be having a solution. Solution is different like for each and every application. And in that application, you'll be having the tables, apps, flows, connection, references, connectors, and security roles and all. So likewise, I have my connection reference, flows, apps, tables, and I did not use any custom connector, so I did not have any custom connector over here. Okay. So like this, you have to maintain your solutions in a particular environment. So as if you are a developer, you will be having a developer account, and in the developer account, choose your solution, select your solution or create a solution as you wanted to start a new application, then create a new solution. I'll explain you how to create the solutions in the coming classes. I'm just explaining what is what in these things. Okay. So like that, you'll be having the solutions. Okay. So this is how you can have the basic structure of the Power Apps in your applications. Right. So here, if you are using the SharePoint, then you have to connect the SharePoint to the application, or if you are using the Dataverse, then directly you can connect the tables to the applications in this case. Okay, so for today, I guess this is enough for you. And before leaving the class, I'll just go to the recap of what today we have learned in the Power Apps. Okay, because if you learn like on single day, you'll be having a lot of confusions. So that's why stop here, and from the next class, we'll be directly going to the application starting. Right. So this is the Power Apps main dashboard consisting of the 9 dots over here. So when you click on the 9 dots, you'll be having all the related applications, Microsoft 365 applications here. And if, for example, if you are using the Outlook, then if you wanted to go to the Power Apps also, you can go to this 9 dots and click on the Power Apps. Then you'll be redirected to the Power Apps page again. So all the applications which are available in the Microsoft 365 will be shown here. Okay, so you can go to this Microsoft 9 dots and you can navigate to whatever the application that you want. And this is called environment pane. And there are two types of environments called managed and unmanaged environments. So in the managed environment, you cannot able to edit the applications, and in the unmanaged environment, you can do the changes and you can publish the application. So managed environment will be utilized in the production environments, and unmanaged will be utilized in the development and testing environments. And this is a bell icon which is indicating your number of notifications, and this is a gear icon which is used for the settings of admins and plan and everything here, and you can change your themes and all. And this is your profile information, and you can change your profile picture and all from here, and you can sign out from this, or you can see your account details over here. And this is the left navigation bar, and you'll be having items over here: home, create, learn, apps, tables, solution, and more. You can pin and unpin from here, so that whatever the related icons that items that you wanted to have, you can pin and unpin from this more tables, more tab. So this is related to the create button. So you can create the application from the blank, or you can create by using the templates, or pre-built templates are also available. You can create the applications from this create button. And there is a Microsoft Learn available here in this tab. So you can have the updated features of the Power Apps from here. You can see and you can learn from there. And there are many more learning paths are available in this case. In this tab, you can you can see the courses available, and you can ask a question in the communities and all these things. And in this apps button, you'll be having the three buttons again: my apps, shared with me, and all other apps. So my apps is nothing but your application which you have developed here as a owner, and shared with me are nothing but the applications which are shared with you, which are developed by some other people, and all is nothing but your complete application information will be available here. And also you can create the new application from here by using the data or a page or template from here. And you can import the two types of files. The one is .ms app and .zip files. So you can import that application which is already pre-built in another environment. So you can import that application directly from over here. And this is nothing but the flows button, and whatever the flows that you wanted to connect it, or you wanted to create a flow from here, you can create it. And there are cloud flows, desktop flows, and the flows which are shared to you are also available here. Then you can also create a new flow from this case. So there are, again, we have automated cloud flow, instant, and scheduled cloud flow, all the other flows that we have. And as I told you, this is a solution. So if it is an unmanaged solution, that will be developed, that will be available here. And if it is a managed solution, that will be available here. And if you click on the all, both the solutions will be shown to you. And if you wanted to create a new solution, you can click on the new solution, and you can import a solution. Okay, from already which. So this import and export will tell you after developing an application. And these are the tables, database tables that you have already. So custom tables and all that other tables also you can see here. Okay, so this is regarding the Power Apps interface.